Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. So excited to be here right now with Coach Barnes. She's back joining us. I want to wish you a happy, healthy new year as well. We've missed you here, Coach Barnes. How is everything?
Getting better day by day. I definitely miss you as well. Happy holidays, happy new year. I believe the last time it was like a couple of months ago. It's been a little while since we've been together. Since then I have fallen ill, so I've been just regaining my strength and everything and going through the process of getting better.
Beautiful. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. Gold mine thoughts. Some people that don't know, and I just want to catch up. We have so much catching up to do.
I know, right? Okay, so for those of you this is your first time tuning in, I am Coach Barnes, trauma coach, life coach, motivational speaker, and now published author. I am also the founder and CEO of Gold Mine Thoughts, Leadership Development and Life Coaching Services, located at 55 Washington Street, Brooklyn, New York. 11201, the heart of Brooklyn. And I am just here to make your lives better. I'm here to help you embrace the inner you and become the best version of yourself. So check me out, www.goldminethoughts.com, and you can follow me on social media at Coach Barnes GMT _.
Beautiful. Thank you for being here. And so I can't believe it's been so long.
Right.
Glad you're okay, first and foremost. And second of all, you're still working your butt off, helping so many people with your coaching. Any updates with work, with clients? What is new for you? What's in store?
So yes, after my little hiatus of trying to just get better, I definitely just started getting back to myself. I want to say this week Monday. During that process, my book, finally the baby is here, tangible in my hand. Grieving to Heal, the shadowboarding experience. And it will be available in stores to everyone starting the 16th of January. I am doing a closed book signing, virtual book signing, for about 40 people, 40 of my reconditioned clients, and it's going to be virtual. I've already mailed out their signed copies of the book. That will be this Sunday. I'm going to record it and then I'll play it on my YouTube channel. But of course, the book will be available to everyone, and via Barnes and Nobles, Amazon, as well as iBooks, and just everywhere. All the platforms you'll be able to find it. So I have that coming up. I just received my letter email today. I received a scholarship award from the American Psychological Association Trauma Division for trauma advocacy. So that's going to be coming up. I'm so stoked about that because thousands of people across the country applied for this, and it was limited scholarships available, and they chose me to be one of the recipients. So that is huge. That's huge for me both. Thank you. That's huge for me both in the professional world, but also as just a personal goal. So I'm excited looking about that, and I'm just excited to continue to do the research so that I can continue to help others as they begin to grow and navigate through their traumas.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Pleasure to help have you here and helping so many people. And with the new year upon us, I mean, it is a time. A lot of people make New Year's resolutions. I'm not sure if you believe in them or not, but it is a good time to get started to better ourselves in so many different ways. And with your
So
motivation, with your, what is your take on New Year's resolutions? Would you mind sharing with us?
Sure. I myself, I'm not a big fan of New Year's resolutions because I feel like we set these high
Unrealistic
expectations.
expectations.
These
Yeah, drop
unrealistic
my mouse.
expectations on ourselves.
Okay.
No problem.
Thank you.
We set these unrealistic expectations on
Expectations. Yep.
ourselves.
Got it.
So for me, it's more of a bucket goal list that I like to say it that way. A bucket goal list where I usually tell my clients, set 3 small goals that you will be easily obtainable for you, and then two large goals that you will be able to take little steps over the year to accomplish, and then assign dates to them. So I would say, like, you will sign one when you hit the first 6 months, and then one by December, and then that way you can see your progress as you obtain those. So the three small attainable goals will be smaller goals that will be steps to help you get to the two greater goals. And when you do it that way, you kind of see the progress. So usually with these New Year's resolutions, people set goals like, I'm gonna lose 50 pounds in the next 3 months. But then they sign up for the gym, and then life gets in the way. You don't get to go to the gym. Then you find yourself eating out a lot because you're getting home late, and then you're gaining weight instead of losing weight, and then you frustrate with yourself and you give up. Right. So I like to say, set obtainable goals that are measurable, but as well as things that you really want to accomplish. Like, don't fall in the stoke of the commercials was coming on. Sign up for the gym. It's $1 a day now. Like, make sure that the goals that you're setting are things that you are really wanting to accomplish, and that they're meaningful for you, and things that you can do no matter what, whether you have the time or not.
And time management is another issue. That's still my biggest issue.
Yes.
I still can't get rid of it. I can't help with that one. I need help.
And so I always say, what you don't schedule doesn't happen. Right?
Yeah.
So even if it's minor things, schedule it in your calendar, schedule it in your phone, so that that ringer goes off. So it's that aha, it's that reminder for you. Because if you don't schedule it, it's going to be so easy for you to push it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna work on it. I'm doing everything's time management. I realize my hair's messed up. Yeah, now trying to undecorate for Christmas, undo this, undo that. I got birthdays. We got my birthday was the other day. Then there was my son's birthday. Then got my other son's birthday. It's like,
Oh
oh,
my
I need
goodness! Happy
advice. I
belated
need I
birthday!
need advice on yeah 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 time management. Can you help? Can you help? Can you help?
Absolutely. And I definitely say, and like, schedule, block out chunks of time within your schedule, color code your schedule. That way, the things that are urgent and that you know that you can't move, put them in yellow. Things that you can move around, put them in gray. That just allows you to know to prioritize things that you can and cannot move, but also commit to things. Like, so things that you have, and always make sure that you commit to at least one self-care thing.
Mm-hmm.
Commit to at least one self-care thing.
Yep.
So that way you're doing all these things, you're checking them off your list, and you're saying, okay, I'm getting this done. I'm giving myself this amount of time to get it done. I'm scheduling a block 2 hours where these 2 hours is going to be uninterrupted time, and I'm going to get all these things done. So when you schedule it and you chunk it out on your calendar, you're making sure that you're putting the task in the body of it, so that you can check those things off, so that you can see what you're doing. Often what we do is, and this is where it comes in with the time management, we say, okay, I'm going to give myself an hour, and then you put all these things that you need to get done in that 1 hour. And that's not realistic.
Yeah.
Like, that's not good time management.
Mm-hmm.
Good time management is going through and understanding how much time each task takes, and then allotting that amount of time to it so that you can get it done. When you have a project due, schedule the calendar on your calendar, schedule the deadline on your calendar a week before the actual deadline.
Yeah.
That way, that gives you some wiggle room.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you some wiggle room to get things done, but you commit to the early deadline. So if it's something that you have to go back and fix, you still have a couple of days to fix it. What we do is we set our deadline on the actual deadline, and now we're stressed out the day before because, like, oh my God, it's due tomorrow. So you're not giving yourself that wiggle room. So
Oh
that's a
yeah.
big part of your time management, is setting a deadline, a mental deadline in your calendar, or a deadline in your calendar that is at least a couple of days to a week earlier than the actual deadline.
Mm-hmm. True. All right, got to work on that. Coach Barnes, remind us how we can contact you. I don't even think we established that.
So absolutely, you can reach me at info@goldminethoughts.com. That's the email. You can also go to my website, which is www.goldminethoughts.com. And I'm on social media and at Coach Barnes GMT _
Perfect. Thank you so much. And to purchase a copy of your book, where do we get that?
Yes. So if you want
And
a copy of the book, yes. If you want a copy of Grievance to Heal, the Shadowboarding Experience, it will be available on all major platforms January 16th. If you would like a signed copy, please email me at info.com at info at gmail. I'm sorry, info at goldmine thoughts. I have all these different emails. Info at goldminethoughts.com. Email me so that and let me know that you would like a signed copy so that I can invoice you for the signed copy. I can sign the copy and then mail it and ship it directly to you. If you order it from Amazon or Barnes and Nobles, it's coming from the warehouse, so I won't be able to sign the copy. But if you email me, I can invoice you and personally sign it to you. Or if you want to get a copy for someone else, I can also personalize it and ship it out to them as well.
got it. Awesome. Thank you so much. Wow. And any upcoming engagements? I mean, you had an exciting one. You were at the White House a few months ago, right?
Yes, I was. I was at the White House, and we're right now having some talks about coming back for a follow-up meeting so that we can continue to work on gun violence policies, so that we can get funds available to grassroots organizations and to survivor victims of gun violence. That was a couple of months ago. It
Uh,
was amazing to actually literally be in a conference room in the White House and presenting in front of the administration team. It was just simply amazing. And I was so honored to be able to do that and bring some surviving mothers of my mother's group from my organization foundation, the Melquan Anderson Foundation, fighting against gun violence via education. We have a support group called the Phoenix Mothers, and it's about 30 mothers who all unfortunately have lost their children to gun violence.
uh,
And what we do is we provide support to them. So my coaching service, I do Loving Yourself Through the Trauma counseling sessions for them. So a lot of my funding from my book, Loving Yourself Through the Trauma and the Recondition, the funding, the proceeds from that book goes to funding those it goes to funding those sessions for them for free.
mm-hmm.
It's very important to me, near and dear to my heart, especially after losing my nephew Melquan, that uh, be able to provide those services to people who are sometimes not as fortunate as I was to have a strong support system, but
Yeah.
just also may not have the exposure or readily access to
Mm,
that type of support. So that's what Loving Yourself Through the Trauma is all about. It's about providing those support systems and tools at a reasonable cost. And then at my ability to be able to do so for the Phoenix mothers is I wrote a book called The
yeah.
Recondition, A Guide to Loving Yourself Through Your Trauma, that is available on Amazon and is available at Barnes and Nobles. Please check it out. The proceeds to that goes to allow me to have these sessions for these mothers for free,
Yeah.
so they don't have to pay for these trauma healing sessions. And I provide them with tools and just a group, a community with like-minded people where they can kind of help each other cope and get through this trauma, which is very difficult to go through.
Got it. Thank you so much. It's amazing the work that you do, and my thoughts and prayers to you and all the people you're helping out there. It can't be an easy thing to lose a child. My goodness. Yeah, yeah, I can't say enough, and I just can't stand to watch the news. I saw another
Mhm.
episode of a child shot out here in Long Island, just last week, and you see these stories, and it's just traumatic. How I just don't I feel for those parents out there. Oh my goodness. And somehow people get through with support groups and with the help of people like yourself. And but not everybody has that family member to support them, to lean on them. It's just, ah, my heart breaks. But thank you for doing that too.
Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, so that's why, like I said, the research that I do is so important. I'm in the process of working with some other colleagues and just trying to figure out how do we break this cycle? How do
Hmm.
we break this cycle of gun violence, exposure, excessive exposure to violence? We know that it's going to be out there. It's like we can't get all the guns off the street, but we can lobby to get rid of these ghost guns. We
Hmm.
can lobby to get rid of these guns that are illegal weapons, and make sure that people are getting proper training.
Hmm.
We're not trying to take away guns from people that have the right to bear arms. We're not trying to do that. The difference is we want the illegal weapons that are falling in the hands of people who are not capable of
Hmm.
managing them. It's not, we don't want people to feel like they're blessed. We don't want people to feel like when you have an altercation, the best way to
Hmm.
solve it is to pick up a gun and take someone's life.
Oh.
So that's what we're trying to correct. We're trying to course correct that. We're trying to make sure that people have tools and understand how to problem solve, understand how to handle things in a resolutionary way, So breaking the cycle of generational trauma, and that's what I like to call it. I call it generational trauma. It's like a generational trauma track because you're in this cycle in these communities where these guns, illegal guns, are there, and they don't have support systems or things that help them deal with their trauma. So it's trauma raising trauma, exposing more trauma
No.
to everybody in this same cycle of community, in this same community. So if we don't disrupt that or get to the root to that,
Hmm.
how do we solve the problem?
Yeah.
And so that's what my research is about. And I use my platform to be able to engage with individuals to study, to research. My platform, as far as me being a PhD candidate, I utilize my colleagues to pick their brains and help me out with research. My clients to dig a little more into their experience and like what's helping them, what's not helping them, to get to know these things so that we can begin to build a framework that will be supportive of individuals and make some real change, Jill. Like my goal is really to make some real change.
Absolutely. And at goldminethoughts.com, obviously you can reach Coach Barnes if you're just tuning in. It's goldminethoughts.com. You can find her on social media as well. And, you also coach people, just another realm of what you do in stage presence, in communication, in opening up, right? That's another
Yes.
facet of what you do. I mean, you help people in so many different ways, but this is another one, right? That you do. Is a lot of people have trouble public speaking and
Mhm.
getting up there, and they're embarrassed, they're nervous. And what would you say for someone, even at work, because you got to go up in front of your peers and do like business meetings or even in school? It's not always easy. Was there
Not
a
at
quote
all.
you have that you could share with us about that?
Yes, and Jill, you will not believe how many executives are nervous when they have to present in front of their in front of their staff, when they have to present in front of other colleagues, other executives, even individuals who are just they're bubbly people and they're very social, but when they have to present, it's like they clam up and they get nervous. So I do have a package called Command the Room. And the importance of Command the Room is allowing you to provide you with tools that allows you to own that confidence and that stage presence. And one easy tool or jewel that I can definitely give out is
Yeah.
definitely if you're someone like me who speaks with their hands, what I usually do is I get me a nice soft ball, that stress ball that I can squeeze. And so I recommend that to other people. So when you're feeling that tension and that nervousness, you transfer it transfer that energy into the ball. So you squeeze in, and that allows you to be able to get through what it is that you need to get through. But preparation is key. Preparation is key. I cannot say that enough. Make sure your PowerPoint, you go over it weeks and weeks and weeks ahead of time. Make sure you practice it. Get a colleague, family members, do some mock presentations. That's something I also do with my clients to allow myself to give them real time feedback and let them begin to own. One of the biggest pitfalls people find themselves in, especially when they're doing communication, like presentations, is they read everything on their PowerPoint slide.
Wow.
And so that's what also makes them nervous. Don't do that. PowerPoint slides are there to give a visual. So what you do is you put your key talking points, bullet points on your PowerPoint slides, and that allows you to just speak based on the bullet point.
Mm-hmm.
The people that you're presenting to do not know that you're making a mistake until you make it known
Yeah,
that that's what's happening.
absolutely. Wow.
So definitely reach out to me if you have a presentation coming up, if you have a speaking engagement coming up, reach out to me. Let me help you. www.goldminethoughts.com and book me as your coach, and I will definitely move you from good to exceptional because anybody can be good. Let's make you exceptional.
Wow. And let me ask you, in the new year, for those who've never been coached, it could be new to them. It could have a fear of this as well. The fear of getting started. What would you say to them? And could you share a little bit more about your coaching program and how it works for someone? They sometimes need those basic steps. What does it take? I know it's accountability on their part, but to have you
Mhm.
there, how often are you meeting, talking? What are you all doing?
So each package is tailored, and that's what sets me apart from any other coaching service. Each package is tailored directly to the person. So it's based off of whatever it is that you need. We'll do a 30-minute consultation, which is typically free if you get one of the packages. So we'll do a 30-minute consultation. I'll find out your needs, what it is that you're looking for. We'll see if we're a great fit for one another because maybe I may not be a great fit for you, but I can point you in the right direction. But if we do feel like we're a great fit for one another, then we'll see what package works for you. We'll see your time, your availability, and we'll go from there. The good thing is I'm virtual, so that allows me to help anywhere, anyone in the world, right? And it allows me to work on different time zones as well as cater to when you are available. Because if you're working during the day, how likely is it that you'll be able to coach in the morning? But I do have availability in the evenings and on the weekends, so we can make that happen. Also, what we'll do is we'll do different assessments, and that will allow you to see your growth over time. And I think what makes it difficult for people or more challenging for people to get started is they don't know what it is that they want. And so within the consultation, it's more like a brainstorming, right? So we have a brainstorming session so that I can help you navigate through all the things that you think you need to get you to what the things that you actually need. Because when you know, not naturally, you go to a website and you're like, yep, I need this, I want this, I want, and those may not be things that you need.
Yeah, true.
So my goal is to help you pinpoint what you need versus all the things that you want.
Hmm.
Now, I can be a person to sell you everything,
Yeah.
but that's not going to be helpful, and that's just not the person that I am. I want you to focus on the things that you need so that we can make you great. So that we can move you to being the exceptional and best version of yourself. Now, if you want to step back afterwards and say, like, hey, I was interested in this and I really would like to tack this on, no problem. But let's focus on your needs first. That way this is affordable to you and you have access to it.
Wow. Thank you. Absolutely. And again, if we want to reach out, goldminethoughts.com, what other form of contact do you want to leave?
You can email me info@goldmindthoughts.com, or you can follow me on social media, which is Coach Barnes GMT _
Great. Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here today with us. And Happy New Year. My goodness, it's really good to see your face. I'm glad you're doing okay and doing well, I should say, and still going at it, helping people through. Even when you're not up to your best, you're still helping others. And that's what we love about you. Really, you're an inspiration. Thank you so much, Coach Barnes.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Again, give my love to the boys. And I just want to say, I always touch base and let my viewers know and let my clients know, I am a warrior, not struggling, but working hard to live with lupus, pulmonary fibrosis, and Sjogren's. And so I want to say to anyone who is suffering with a long-term illness, my heart goes out to you. If it is that you need a community to join so that you can learn more about your illness, please go to my website and join the Recondition community. There are other survivors there. There are other warriors there, just so that you can have a community. You are not alone. And I would love to talk more with you, because I'm in this battle alongside with you.
Thank you so much. Best of luck, sweetheart. We'll talk soon. Thank you. Have a great day. And to
You
all of
do
our
the
listeners,
same.
the same. Love you. Bye-bye.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.